One of my favorite light novel series has finally got an anime adaptation, and it's actually good. Like, really, really good. With animation, voice acting, and music all being top notch. I can't wait for it to finally receive the attention it so rightfully deserves. Wait a second, why is it so low down on Mao, on Reddit? It's barely getting any mentions on social media. This is unacceptable. Everyone should know the glory of the great sage Mia Luna Tearmoon. Without further ado, let me explain to you plebeians what you've been missing out on. Tearmoon Empire is a Villainess story, but with several major breaks from the classical template. Most notably, instead of going the isekai route, where an evil witch has a 180 in personality after getting taken over by a Japanese high school girl, Tearmoon takes a time loop approach instead. Our protagonist, Mia, is one and the same as the Marie Antoinette figure that the peasants executed over quite justifiable grievances. After her grisly demise, Mia gets thrown back 8 years in her past and now must try to do a better job governing so she doesn't get her head on the chopping block a second time. So, what's great about it? First and foremost, the comedy. Mia was pretty unfortunate in her first life, but Lady Luck seems to be overcompensating on her second run, mainly through misunderstandings of two varieties. First, there's the, "Oh, Mia, so noble and benevolent, what a saint," every time Mia does something that helps out the poor and needy. Yeah, what she's doing genuinely helps them, but it also helps her keep her head attached to her body, which is her main goal. Mia has determined that if the populace is happy and healthy, then it's more likely for her to stay that way too. And watching her be deified and revered when she's just looking out for number one is pretty entertaining. This is compounded by the fact that everyone misinterprets even her more banal actions in a way that puts her in the best possible light. "Oh, Mia gave you a bit of pocket money to treat yourself? Clearly she wants you to spend it in a way that will make the world a happier place." Thus, no matter what she does, Mia seems destined for sainthood in her second life. And the gap between her internal, less than selfless thoughts and how everyone else views her is a veritable mine of comedy gold. The second variety of misunderstandings is in a similar vein. Everyone seems to think Mia is a genius, when she is of very average intellect. This misunderstanding is initially spurred along by knowledge from her previous life, but quickly comes to rely on everyone around Mia doing all the thinking for her without realizing it. Mia will make some offhand remark, and whoever she's talking to will immediately kick their brain into overdrive to figure out the deeper meaning behind the words. This leads to wild misinterpretations that nonetheless are always helpful to the situation. Essentially, this series takes a comedy of errors and turns it into a comedy of successes, with everything somehow working out every time, no matter how illogical or utterly insane the path is to get there. The absurdity is truly delightful. While the comedy of Tearmoon is great, the story is no slouch either. In your average Villainess story, you get a, "Oh, look at how bad things were in the previous timeline and how great they are now." To which my response is, yeah. Unsurprisingly, if you swap out a psychopath with a cinnamon roll, things do tend to go better. Because Tearmoon actually keeps the same villainous character through both timelines, this improvement feels more meaningful. While Mia hardly feels that much more intelligent or benevolent near the start, I can confirm as a light novel reader that she shows considerable growth as the series goes on. She starts to become a genuinely charismatic speaker, hatches schemes that require minimal misinterpretation to work, and sometimes even takes actions that are not purely for herself. The story of Tearmoon also has somewhere to go after it handles all the initial reasons for Mia's gruesome death. Without spoiling too much, Mia finds that there are some far more serious opponents than her own mismanagement that she must contend with, and a grand conspiracy to overcome. For what starts as a fairly fluffy comedy, this story actually has some surprisingly well-developed world building and intrigue. Thus, while you'll start the story for the laughs, you'll follow it for the plot. and also still the laughs, because it never stops being hilarious. Finally, and all else aside, this series is just too gosh darn wholesome and cute. The romance between Mia and the lead love interest Abel is freaking adorable. So sweet and innocent and awkward that every scene between the two of them gives me diabetes. Mia's loyal maid Anne is too pure for this world, and her chibis absolutely slay me. The intimidating holy lady Rafina just wants friends, Cyan and Keithwood are the perfect gentlemen, and just generally all the protagonists are a joy to watch. No matter how tired and stressed out I might be going into an episode, their antics never fail to cheer me up. So yeah, Tearmoon Empire is amazing. Go watch it already. Tell your friends and family. Let's get Tearmoon the attention it so rightfully deserves. Thank you for watching. Cheers.